Don't Think Twice, It's All Right by Bob Dylan. I'm going to sing this song for you first, and we're going to learn some tips and tricks on how to sing this song and play it at the same time. Well, there ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, if you don't know by now. And it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe, it'll never do somehow. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on. But don't think twice, 'cause it's alright. Alright, I think I messed up some of the words there. Easy version and the difficult version, which I'll call this right now the difficult version, what you just heard. All the sheet music is right here. Just go click on there, some new sheet music, and let's get right into the lesson. The easiest way to be able to play this song and sing is with strumming. Now, I'm not going to teach with a pick because this is all just fingerstyle on this channel. What I'm going to show you is a neat way to do it with just strumming with your fingers. And I've had this in other lessons before. It's called the clawhammer technique. So let's look at measure 1. You're forming a C chord. And the rule is you, with your thumb, you pluck the bass note of the chord. And in this instance, we're plucking that C note. And then what we're doing is with the back of our hand, we're strumming through the rest of the chord, the back of our fingers, rather, like so. And that's one measure. Let me show you that up close. So you pluck with the 5th string, your thumb, and then with the back of your fingers, you strum through the rest of the chord. You can use 2 fingers, 1 finger. You can use 3 fingers. I usually use my 3 fingers to do this. And that's it. Very simple to be able to do that. So the first measure would be, and I call this a boom chick pattern as well. Besides clawhammer technique, I call it a boom chick. Boom, chick, boom, chick. And that's measure 1. So the second chord I have listed as a G chord, a regular G chord. And what you do is you pluck the 6th string with your thumb, and then you strum through the rest of the notes with your fingers. The back of your fingers are your fingernails. The reason why you have to use your, especially this note right here, is if you just do the 1-fingered G chord and you strum through all the notes, it sounds like this. And that's not exactly the chord. It's really supposed to be a G chord. If you can't get this note down, these 2 notes down together, and your finger down here, at least try to get these 2 right here. And I'm kind of strumming from the 4th string on the chick part. Okay? So that's measure 2. I hope that makes sense. Measure 3 is the A minor 7th chord, and you're starting on the 5th string. And it's just 4 things you're doing on the right hand. Boom, chick, boom, chick. Measure 5 is the F major 7 sus2 chord, the 2-fingered F chord that I showed you guys in the last lesson. You pluck from the 4th string with your thumb and strum through the rest of it. You want to avoid the 5th string and the 6th string because that sounds like this. And that's not the right chord at all. So it's the 4th string with your thumb, and then boom, and then chick, boom, chick. The next measure is a C chord. And remember, on each measure, there's only 4 movements on the right hand. Just 1 thing to do, 2 things to do, 3 things to do, 4 things to do. So boom, chick, counted 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 3, 2, 3, 4. Measure 4. 5, 6. Measure 7. Measure 8. Then the singing starts. That was just the intro. So one thing I'm going to stress is that you really have accomplished the guitar part first. If you're doing the Clawhammer, I want you to go ahead and practice along with the play along and the Tux guitar file that I also gave you. Play just the guitar first and don't worry about the vocals yet, because the guitar has got to be kind of a mindless thing that you're not thinking about, because when you go to sing, you're going to have to concentrate on the singing. At least I do. I have to almost concentrate 100% on trying to just keep pitch and sing in the time and remember the words. So make sure that you have your guitar part well rehearsed before you go ahead and attempt the vocal. And what is phrasing? Well, phrasing is simply the timing or the groove of the vocal. Guitarists, singers, songwriters go through great lengths to put the right words in that make the phrasing flow along with the rhythm of the song. And so it's not only just, getting the right words, but getting words that fit within the song and the groove of the song. All right, and there's many different ways to phrase a song. Some people will phrase things on the beat. We'll go over that. Some people will phrase ahead of the beat. That's what Bob Dylan does. He anticipates the vocal, and he sings on what's called the upbeats. So it's important to just at least understand what that concept is, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's start out I'll show you 3 different versions of singing this song. Just the first line of the song, I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you could sing this song with different vocal phrasing or vocal timing. And I just want you to see if you could hear the difference.
Well, it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. Well, it ain't no use to sit and wonder why.
I hope you heard the difference between those 3 versions. Now, I didn't change the pitch and I didn't change the melody. The only thing that's different is the phrasing or the timing, when I'm coming in, how long I'm holding out the notes, making some variations with this. Now, what you want to do is you want to take that small section that I just did and go ahead and pick up your guitar. Hopefully you have your left hand and your right hand down on the guitar where you can play those 3 chords together. And go ahead and try to sing this song. Now, if you want to do exactly or pretty much exactly like what he did in the Tux guitar program, I have that laid out to show where the phrasing is. So if you didn't get the Tux guitar and the sheet music, just go right up here. Go ahead and download that sheet music. It's free to the guitar group, and everything's free over there. So you want to get in the guitar group. Make sure you do that. Bob Dylan used a capo on this song, and he played it in the C position. And this song is actually, with the capo, it's actually in the key of E. All right? That's actually an E chord, technically. If you were playing with a piano player, if you said, I'm playing in the key of C, and you played this chord, that's not a C chord on his piano. This would be an E chord on his piano. The logic here is this. This would be a C chord, and the actual notes that would be on the piano, if you played this would be C sharp, this would be D, this would be D sharp, and this would be E, if that makes any sense. And we're using the capo to be able to have the open strings to be able to play this C chord. Now what I want to do is I want to show you the melody of this song, just the opening melody. As it turns out, the highest note of this song is right in that first line, and in the second line, the lowest notes of the melody are in the second line. So we don't really have to look any further than just those two lines to determine if this song is going to be comfortable for us. Now for most men, this is probably going to be a good key. If you have like a baritone voice, which I have, about a baritone, and if you can comfortably sing along with Bob Dylan with this song, then there's no need to go, moving around the capo or anything, unless you're going to be picky about it, because even moving it a half step down this way will make a difference, believe it or not, in you being able to sing it better. Okay, so what we want to do to determine that is we want to be able to play on our guitar the melody of the song a little bit. We don't have to do the whole song, just a little bit here. So the opening melody, and I hope you have your guitar with you, is 2 frets up on the 4th string, this pitch. It's actually the first 4 notes. It goes along with these words, well, there ain't no use. And then the next note, the word 2, is 3 frets up, like you're playing a C chord, 3 frets up on the 5th string, 2. So this is the first 5 notes. Well, there ain't no use to. And when you're singing it, you want to try to match your voice to those notes. You have to be able to hear the pitch. It's important that you're able to hear that pitch and be able to match your voice to that pitch. So if I went, ooh, you can hear that that's not the right pitch. Ooh, there we go. Ooh, well, there ain't no use to. Now, the highest note of this song is the word sit and wonder, the word sit and wonder. And it's just an open 3rd string. Sit and wonder. If you could hit that note, if you could sing that note without straining yourself, or it's easy for you to hit that note, there's a good chance that this song's in your key. So the next thing that we want to try out with our voice is the lowest part of the song, and that happens to be the next line, if and you don't know by now. That's 1 fret up on the 6th string, if and you don't. If you could sing that, and it's not too much of a strain or it's not too low for you, and you could sing this high note, if you could sing both of the ooh, ooh, if you can sing both of those notes, then this is probably a good key for you. So if the song is too low for you, you can always take the capo and just put it up 2 frets, and then go to the 4th string 2 frets up. Well, there ain't no use to. And then the open 3rd string, sit and one. If you could sing that, and then also this part too, if and you don't know by now. If you can comfortably sing those, then this might be a good key for you too. Okay? Normally with keys, there's not going to be just one that you could sing in. There's probably going to be, that's called a vocal range. Some people, when they say they have a high vocal range, some people can go all the way to C and then go all the way up here and move the capo all over, and they're comfortable because they have a wide range with their vocals, and then other people don't have as wide of a range. That's what that means, all right? So there's a few choices with the capo of just making some slight alterations one way or the other. Once you start getting the capo up way too high, it becomes a little bit ridiculous if you're way up here. Okay, because actually that chord right there, that's a G chord. And you would be better off just playing it in the key of G, okay? And if enough of you comment below the video that you'd like me to transpose this song to the key of G, because that would be, well, there ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. Little high for me. If and you don't know by now. The low part seemed to be pretty good, but these high notes just were a little bit out of my range, but it might be good for a woman. If you want me to transpose that, let me know down below. I'll make up a chart for you guys with that. Now for women, a real quick fix would be to take the capo off. Now I know what you're thinking. You're going, wow, this is going to be really low. Well, there ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. Way too low for a woman. But what you can do is, this is an E note right here, all right? And as that starting note, what you can do is you could sing this an octave higher, which is that open E. And let me show you how this goes. And I have this in the sheet music as well. So it would be, well, there ain't no use to. And I'm not even going to attempt this note. Okay, I'm going to play this real slow for you. Well, there ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. So then we're going to go 3 frets up on the 4th string for that lowest note. If and you don't know by now. Or in the actual notes would be, if and you don't know by now. That would be your lowest note of this key right here, the key of C. So for the women, if this key is still too low for you, you can always put the capo on 2 and play it up another 2 steps. There ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. I'm an octave lower with my voice, but you get the idea. It would be the same hand positions. On Don't Think Twice, It's All Right, Bob Dylan used a pattern called thumb over thumb. And if you're just getting here for the first time and you want to learn that pattern, all you have to do is go right here, just click on that button, and it'll take you to a lesson learning it. It's really easy. It'll take you about a minute or 2 to learn that pattern. It's very simple on the right hand. After you're done with that and you know that pattern, go ahead and start from the beginning of this course, this Don't Think Twice, It's All Right course. Just go right here, click on that button. That'll take you to the first video and work on that. And when you're comfortable with your left and right hand on the guitar and you can groove and play in time and you don't have to think about it too much, you're probably ready for some singing. So if you're ready for some singing, let's go ahead and do that now. Just a quick refresher here before we play the song together. If we take the C chord, we're using the thumb over thumb pattern for the entire song, and that's strings 5, 3, 4, 2, 5, 3, 4, 2. And that's one measure. And more importantly, it's counted off like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Including the ands, there's 8 beats per measure. So what you want to do is you want to look at where the words are. They're right underneath the tablature, right underneath the tab in the sheet music, and that'll tell you when the notes come in. So as an example, they're not all coming in on downbeats, they're coming in on some offbeats, but we have 8 choices of when a vocal can come in per measure, all right? So you want to pay attention to when the vocal comes in, when we start singing, when to sing. Very important, okay? That's a part of the phrasing there. And I've tried to phrase this as closely to Bob Dylan's version as possible. Let me just play this real slow for you and just pay particular attention to what strings I'm plucking when I'm singing. And this is measure 8 to 9 when the singing comes in. Well, it ain't no use to. So the best way to practice this is to try to just isolate maybe a couple of measures if you're having trouble, and match your pitch notes of your voice with the notes that are in the tab, and also try to get the cadence or the phrasing of the song with the vocal. And you want to try to be as automatic as possible. You want to be a motor on the right hand and not have to think about that too much. And obviously you don't want to be thinking too much with the left hand either. So make sure you have these 2 parts on the guitar practiced well, and then go ahead and try the singing. So let's get into the play along right now if you're ready for it. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and...
Well, it ain't no use to sit
right, in the Clawhammer play-along, I'm using the Fingerstyle sheet music for the Clawhammer play-along. I mean, the Clawhammer, you only have boom, chick, 4 beats per measure with your guitar. And with the singing, though, there's 8 possible choices. So that's why I put the Fingerstyle sheet music on there, is that's going to show you when to sing. And I hope that that makes sense, all right? So here's the play along for the Clawhammer. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. If you don't know by now. And it ain't no use to sit and wonder why, babe. It'll never do somehow. When your rooster crows at the break of dawn, look out your window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on. But don't think twice, it's alright.
All right, that's it for the Fingerstyle and the Clawhammer play-along. In the next lesson, we're going to be learning the actual chords that Bob Dylan used, which are, I would already consider this to be intermediate. And with that, we'll also be able to sing with those chords as well. Finally, the advanced version is going to be true fingerstyle, melody and rhythm at the same time, and you won't have to sing the song. You could play it solo and everybody will recognize it because you're playing both rhythm and melody together. So that's coming up. We'll see you in the next lesson.